Before proper 3D driving games started to develop, there were a few strange attempts at trying to get some sort of depth into the so blatantly two-dimensional graphics. Up and Down represents one of the first games that took on a more isometric style attempt, but judging by the amount of isometric racing games that came afterwards, one of the rare ones as well. The idea is to collect all the differently coloured flags from the oddly intertwined single lane roads, which you can drive both up and down on the map as it were. The roads are driven on by pedestrian vehicles as well, which you can smash by jumping on them. So basically, Up and Down is a heavily modified game of bump and jump, which happens within a much more confined space and goes on in several directions, and adds an objective of collecting flags. And that's not even all of it. You drive your Volkswagen Beetle both up and down the screen, going up and down different kinds of hills. The way the car is controlled is surprisingly simple. You just push the joystick up to accelerate upwards and pull down to accelerate downwards. Of course, this means when you're accelerating into one direction, you are decelerating the other. There are 10 flags to collect on each stage, but the flags on slopes can cause a few problems, since you can jump over them, and they can be hard work getting back to. Other objects include ice creams and balloons, which can be driven into for bonus points. You will come across various different kinds of vehicles as you make progress, which you can destroy by jumping on them if you consider it necessary. You can only jump when going upwards though, as going downwards means backing up. Luckily, if you need to jump while going backwards, you can trick the game by going first upwards as slowly as you can, and then accelerate downwards while you're in mid-air. Since you don't actually need to follow the rules of physics in a game, why would you? It's a bit like my little buddy from BC Quest for Tyres. How did he jump on that wheel? There are usually 2 or 3 roads on the screen at any given time, and these roads are always somehow intertwined. Some of the road segments may only be short passages connected with sort of slanted T-junctions, but there are quite a lot of crossroads as well. Most of the time your car steers automatically through corners, but if you want to change the direction at an intersection, you will need to at least steer into the direction you wanted to head towards. The jump mechanics often allow you to change roads just by jumping over the grass bits. The roads zigzag about the screen, occasionally going up or down hills and over chasms, through a scenery of mountains, lakes, rivers and woods. You quickly learn that jumping is your most vital tactic, and you need to get the hang of techniques for particular situations. Watch out for corners, since you can't turn in mid-air, and you'll just leap into thin air and crash land. One helpful thing is that you can also control the car during the jumps to avoid suicidal leaps. The music that burbles along during the game is repetitive, but curiously, it still adds an absorption factor to the game and doesn't annoy. But I'm a little confused, as I was expecting a yellow car, like the one on the cassette box, yet they decided to change the paintwork on the Commodore 64 version. I thoroughly enjoyed this absorbing game, particularly the need for constant attention and fast reactions. The gradual variance in the routes and the increasing volume of traffic makes the game get harder and more interesting as new challenges appear. However, in saying that, you can sometimes also get somewhat frustrated if you need to redo the level because you missed a flag the first time round. I can imagine this being one of the first games that some of you would have played on the trusty Commodore 64, and some of you may have even owned the Arcade Hall of Fame compilation, which included Spy Hunter, Tapper, Blue Max, and also Aztec Challenge. All of those other games can also be found on the channel, so do be sure to check those out if you get chance. Thanks for watching guys. What did you think of Up and Down? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and let us know in the comments section. To be fair, this was a very decent coin-op conversion from Sega, from an era that also brought us some great titles to remember. Hopefully you enjoyed the nostalgic memories, and if so, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, where we take a walk down memory lane and revisit the games you play back when you was a kid. Check out the playlist for more Commodore 64 and even Commodore Amiga games. And hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.